Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and welcome to NerdTube. And it's time to talk about Star Trek, but not as you know it. You see, Star Trek is under the banner of Paramount, and Paramount is under the banner of National Amusements, and National Amusements will soon be bought by Skydance Entertainment under the ownership of Larry Ellison, who happens to be right now the second richest man in the world. This person is up. This person is also um, somebody who needs government assistance, or sorry, I apologize, not government assistance, but in America, when it comes to purchasing a property like a studio, so to speak, you do need government approval, and obviously with Donald Trump being the current president of the United States right now, certain sort of deals have to be put into place, and one of those deals I think we've all recently seen was the cancellation of the Colbert Report. Somebody who's very very critical of Donald Trump, and so that's one particular merger that's gone through, and things like Star Trek, which is also extremely progressive. Some people will say very woke and quite left leaning. Might also be something that could be in the chopping block because it could initially be made dormant after the merger, the purchase of Paramount Plus is made by Skydance. So there's a lot to this. Um, I want to start asking some of you guys your opinions, and if you got anything to add. Anybody want to start off regarding this particular topic?
I can start. I don't mind starting if you guys
Yeah,
don't mind.
please, Jefferson.
Okay, so just forewarning, there's a very good chance that if you are conservative, Republican, MAGA, Trump supporter, and you're either sitting in this panel or you're in the audience, I may say something that offends you. However, I would be surprised.
Sorry, Ginger.
I'd be surprised if you were here, given those that right there. So just so I know what kind of tone, at least for who I'm looking at here, anybody sitting in here amongst us, okay, that is conservative, right leaning, maybe doesn't support Trump, just want to get a feel for level of offense.
We do a podcast that is so far left that it's practically sucking off Starling.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
So-
you don't have to. You really don't have to preface it on this program. Anyone
Okay,
who's
good.
here either is here because they want to try to make us liberals cry, or
Right.
they're going to try, or they're here because they're actually like left leaning.
So
We're shooting for that Star Trek future, but also something that would make Donald happy. I have the cane sugar Coke.
I want that.
It
So
already
bad.
existed. He's got the original Coke.
all right, let me jump into it. So we have to start with the fact that MAGA Trump supporters are the dumbest, stupidest people that have ever walked Earth. There has not been the levels of stupidity that has ever been seen than when it comes to MAGA and Republicans. What has happened, and the reason that they are so successful in what they're doing and why their takeover is pretty much happening unabated is because they played the long game with this. This did not start with Trump. If you got rid of Trump, the problem is still there. The problem is the Republican Party. So as long as you have the GOP, they're always going to produce another Reagan or another Trump. So really, that is a big part of the issue. Now, going back a little bit to Reagan, here's the reason why so much of this is working. It's because the Confederacy was not properly punished for the Civil War, the states' rights to own slaves. So the Confederacy just turned into the KKK, which turned into the Republican Party. And Reagan started feeding this idea into people's heads that the welfare queens are black and brown. People that are getting your hard-earned white money on Medicare and Medicaid, Social Security, are people of color that shouldn't be getting it. Immigrants are brown people. So over the course of this past 30, 40, 50 years, it's been steadily associating the word immigrant with brown people, poor people, brown people. And now what you've got is DEI is synonymous with black and brown people and females. And woke is now a slur used towards black and brown people and women. So what's happened is this base that's very, very, very stupid. Everyone's all about how the supporters are supporting this or supporting that. And what everyone is missing is they don't care about millions losing Medicaid, even if they lose it. They don't care about any of the stuff. They don't care about the fact that the president is a pedophile, rapist, child. They don't care that the Republican Party shut down Congress. The government shut down to protect pedophiles. The only thing that MAGA, Trump supported Republicans care about is they hate the same people they hate. That is it. That is it. That is the only platform, is they hate the people we hate. So what this has done also is, because we have allowed money to be the driving force and control of America, the reason that money is dumped into incarceration, prisons, ICE, is because those are money-making businesses. Teaching, education, that doesn't make money. That's why it's being cut. That's why the Department of Education is being closed. So what's happened is with Colbert getting fired, that was Trump telling head of CBS, fire Colbert. And when Trump tells ABC, NBC, whoever, fire Kimmel, fire all the late night guys, the networks will do what they're told. They will fire all these people. The late night hosts, kiss them goodbye. They're going to get fired because Trump.
So I'm going to interject really quick, only to say, hold on. I'm going to interject really quick, only to say that I don't think that's 100% true, only because I think you're right that that's why they fired Colbert. But I think also it's because of what we're talking about. The topic here is the pending merger. But I don't think there's no pending merger with ABC and Disney and stuff like. So I don't think Trump can go to them and be like, you need to get rid of these people. So
yes, he can. Yes, he can, because he started with holding a merger over their head to show that power of, I can say get rid of this person to let your merger go through. And now that you did that, now that you bent the knee, now look at his tweet. Now that they bent the knee, he said Kimmel's next. These people are next. You start with the low-hanging fruit, and then you move forward. So what I'm getting at is, we have allowed so few people to control so much. So you have these rich white American males, 2 of them, 3 of them, that control like all of the media, all of the movie studios. And you've got a president who is basically a mob boss, but money talks. So if Trump goes to the Ellison family and says, I want you to cancel Star Trek because it's DEI and woke, which means I want you to cancel Star Trek because there are black people in it and brown people in it and there's women in it. They're going to cancel it. It's gone. Forget about it because of the money. And if there are any deals that ever come up or that are pending, they're going to need Trump's sign off, and he's going to hold that against them. Stadium deals being held up until you rename teams. So basically what that means is the association to the supporters, again, stupidest people ever, has set the stage for, yes, Star Trek needs to go because it is not pro-white Christian nationalism propaganda. If it becomes that, it can stay. If it doesn't, it's gone. Gene Roddenberry's vision, gone. It does not fit with the current landscape, which is the MAGA and Republican control of America. So for all intents and purposes, my take on it is Star Trek is going to be let to die. It's just going to be let to quietly go by. One of the things that the guy in the video, Zam, that you sent me, that really resonated with me, and I think you guys will probably make this point as we go forward, is that at work you don't get fired because you slapped the receptionist's butt. You got fired because you were a minute late 2 days in a row. So it's that little technicality. Colbert didn't get fired because they wanted this deal to go through. He got fired because he took too long of a lunch break. You've got to read into what they're bad example. But what I'm saying is that they find that little technical thing to say this is why we did it, when we know it's bullshit. We know it's bullshit. But MAGA and Republicans, they will do and believe and say whatever they're told to say, whatever they're told to believe. They're going to do it because there is no critical thinking.
They did mention that it was a financial. It's got
financial.
I believe. Yeah, it's a financial. Obviously, that is 100% bullshit.
100% bullshit.
I do agree with that.
I think they basically meant that as like a go around. It's a financial decision so that our merger can go through, because that's the financials of it.
And the fun and what they've done is that they've actually cancelled the Late Show entirely. Like, it's not like Stephen Colbert is being replaced and somebody else is going to take over the role. No, it's gone. I mean, this 30-year phenomenon is over. Because Trump has got an ego. Go on.
There is again, I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying here because it's spot on. But all the talk shows were under threat of going anyway. Like, they literally are on their last legs. Colbert's is the show just been cancelled completely, or is it once the contract runs out?
No,
it's going till May. It's going till May 2026. So that was a mistake. You don't tell someone they're getting canceled and let them stay on the air for another year.
So
he's going to go down
with that. So with that, there's two factors that could play into this. Either they just got rid of him because Trump told him to, or they weren't going to renew his contract because next year starts the culling of the late night talk shows. But that could also be because Trump is in power that they're looking to just get rid of these talk shows. There's varying factors, but the reality is TV is fucked. It is absolutely fucked. Like, if I could tell you about the state of TV in the UK in terms of plummeting numbers, and you have former executives that are now doing like Uber because there's no work, there's no gigs, there's no nothing going on. So TV is hemorrhaging money.
Sure.
That's the sad reality. In terms of Colbert getting axed, I mean, personally, the circumstances of which he's getting axed is shit. If it is the fact that Trump just said, get rid of this guy and pay me my fucking money because I've sued you for that 60 minutes thing, which under any other circumstances, it would have just been thrown out of court. But because of the merger, like you said, they're just bending the knee with everything. But I completely forgot where I was going with this one now. Just hang on, Colbert, the money. No, I've lost it now. I've lost my.
Okay. I just want to quickly add as well that in the part of the world where they believe in the free market, it is kind of amazing that the government has a place in the purchase from one business, from somebody purchasing one particular business from another, which is unusual, for a country like America. But I'm surprised that something like this needs government approval. I wouldn't expect that from the States. Yeah, money, of course.
Because somebody needs to get their pockets lined in a deal.
Disney wasn't a straight merger. That was going on for years. That
I understand. Obviously, one of the things to sweeten the deal and to make sure this merger goes through is obviously okay. Look, here we go. Larry Ellison says, you know what, we'll get rid of. Oh, sorry, CBS that is said that you know what, we'll get rid of the Colbert Report, and but I know you don't like him, so that way we can sell our our stocks to Ellison and make a
I
shitload of fucking money out of it.
I fully believe that Trump did say that in the settlement, where he's like, "No, you need to get rid of Stephen Colbert." Like, I believe that completely. Like, I even believe him to do like Scorched Earth,
yeah.
where he's like, "You need to get rid of the whole late night show." Colbert, he
But
wants everyone to think Colbert ruined it for everyone. Where it's just,
Yes.
like, and so no, I 100% agree that CBS and Paramount are bending the knee and they're getting rid of Colbert because but I think it's because they want to do the merger. I just don't know how much leverage Trump would have currently against like networks like ABC and stuff like that when there's nothing at the line. Now you're right. One day it may come to the point where they're like, oh, ABC or Disney wants to buy, I don't know, something else. And then yeah, then it's on the line. He's like, oh well, I don't like Kimmel, so let's get rid of Kimmel.
Right.
Well,
And go ahead, Ginge.
so there is also the sad floating aspect that is the fucking Project 2025 and the crystal fascist nation that the US is
Mhm.
becoming, which they could just force TV to do any and everything they want to in terms of what they broadcast. Because they could be like, right, well, if you don't do this, we're just going to shut you down and we're just going to do this. So this is merger aside, there are obviously other rumblings. Like from now, it's 24th of July, and the Online Safety Act has now been implemented here in the UK. And although on paper it's a good thing, it's completely fucking up sites like Reddit, for example, where you're now going to need like photo ID to register for Reddit and all this kind of shit. And there is this like underlying sweeping movement. Even if you look at Visa and MasterCard, now they are withdrawing support from any website that might harbor adult content. So, because I'm involved a lot in like the AI
Oh, I thought you
art.
said because you're involved in a lot of adult content
Oh yeah,
online.
because I'm a pornographer. You know what I mean? Make the best porn in the world, baby. But because I like deal with like AI quotation art, I do it for fun. I don't take it fucking serious. But two of the sites that I use are completely impacted by Visa and Mastercard. They've withdrawn support, which means that you can't directly pay those kind of sites. So there is this growing kind of puritanical wave coming, and with TV, although there's no mergers happening, say with ABC and all this kind of stuff, there is that other element of it. And that other element is once again the fucking right wing Christians are gonna piss and moan until they get their fucking way, and you're just gonna end up with a bunch of sanitized bollocks and Bible classes on fucking TV and garbage, unless people stop in. And the one thing that was what I forgot I said about Colbert, I don't like Colbert. Fuck Colbert. The reason I don't like Colbert is because he's a fucking Zionist cocksucker, and he also sold his soul when he went to the Late Show, because he went from this hyper political, like one of the best people to watch for U.S. politics, to completely selling his soul and becoming a bog standard liberal dickhead. And it was just like, and then when he had Mandani on, it was just like, like
Yeah, none of us are saying that we like them. Just to
no,
make that clear, we're not all saying we like them, sir.
yeah,
Plenty of us don't like them.
it's the principle of the thing. Like,
Right.
if he was a conservative and he still didn't like Trump and he was getting cancelled, I'd still have a problem with that. I don't like free speech being quashed unless it's somebody like a J.K. Rowling who's directly influencing policies and politics within the UK landscape that is destroying trans identity and trans people. So in that regard, you need to step in because that's a genuine threat. If somebody's coming out then saying kill all the Jays or kill all the brown people and all this kind of shit, yeah, there's a limit. You don't want incitement on TV, but being critical of somebody in a non-threatening manner, just saying you suck, then no, you shouldn't be cancelled for that. If like Charlie Kirk wants to come out then and say, oh, bloody, Zam sucks ass. I'm not going to cancel him for just not liking Zam.
I mean, and it's just
That's
true. I mean,
It's true.
no, but what he does with the prostitutes is up to Zam. I'm just
yeah,
scared
right. I meant more
I
the
use a-
literal, not the figuratively.
I use a straw, but look. And by the way, and by the way, I just want to also add, by the way, that I'm really glad that we've kind of fleshed all of this out and made it more than just Star Trek. But I want to now start focusing on Star Trek now. On this
Real
next,
quick though, like
go for it.
it goes across. It's more than just TV. Like Republicans are making it so that the only they're eliminating other forms of media so that you have to be boxed into the conservative thing. The libraries here are getting their funding cut. All this other stuff. PBS, they're attacking PBS and NPR. Like,
they're dead. Those are
it's
practically dead now. They've got no funding
yeah,
anymore.
right.
It will be generational for things to actually change to normal, revert, because there's so much damage being done. It's easier to destroy than it is to create, and the amount of damage being done to reverse all of this.
Not anymore. Now we can do both at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Ginger, you mentioned JK. This, not we've not been supporting her. We've not been partaking in new media from that because of her views. Um, it's going to be the same thing now with Paramount. We're watching Strange New World season 3, but now we're supporting Paramount, which is doing worse than as much as or worse than what JK is doing.
Yeah, but
So
to be fair to Paramount, they've always been cunts. Massive cunt.
true,
They tried
true.
to destroy YouTube in the early days. They have been the most litigious, draconian pieces of shit. Like you put a
It's
speck of a fart on a video and they'll copyright strike you. So I've
Oh
never
yeah, I
liked
mean, look at
Paramount.
Star
I
Trek fan
loathe
films over the
Viacom.
years.
Yeah, I loathe them with a passion. They
it's
tried to
and
destroy
it's
YouTube.
disappointing that
Both-
they are the caretakers of Star Trek. That this cultural phenomenon worldwide, it's not just a show. It's so much
Yeah,
more, and they're the ones that are responsible for its future. And it's just going to be sold off to this conservative company that is either going to kill it, which I hope that's it. Like, let's just let it slumber for a while and not have anything bad. But what's stopping them from turning it into Halo and being like, "Oh, this is a conservative take on Star Trek," and we've got basically we're watching the Mirror Universe now all the time, but it's the Prime.
Donkey, you brought me into where I wanted to go with this, because I'm very concerned of what Star Trek's going to be. I mean, it will go dormant for a while, that's for sure. Um, after the takeover, I think obviously Kurtzman will be fired. I think we're all in agreement with that now. Even though me and Tito did give him a chance, he deserves to be on his bike. But it is too much. Star Trek itself is just too popular of an IP for it just to be banished. So I do think it will come back, and unfortunately, it will come back a lot different to what it once was. I do think it'll be more gung ho. I do think we'll be having more. Uh, it'll be more like Star Wars than Star Trek. I do feel, and it's and I'm worried about the future of this particular franchise. Go on, Ginger.
So on that, there are two scenarios that are going to happen here, and firstly and foremostly, money talks. So they don't give a fuck about their Christian values. They don't give a fuck about anything. If it's going to make them money, they're going to prioritize that. And be clear, once the merger is done, it's all guns blazing after that. Once the deal is signed, they could probably just revert back and do whatever the fuck they want. Of course, like I said before, government can step in and shut down. But I'm just talking about just now in terms of shows, not anything else. Not just turning around and giving Colbert a job back and sticking two fingers back up at Trump. I'm not saying that. What I mean is, if they take Star Trek in the direction that is the antithesis to what Gene Roddenberry was all about, then there'll be a massive revolt. And I'm sorry, but conservative fans are not going to be enough to save the project. It's just not. If you gear it towards one, because the way Star Trek has been from an outside, again, I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but from an outsider looking in, it's trying to do two things. It's trying to keep to the aesthetics of Gene's like progressive values and all of that, but at the same time, it's trying to be a bit pew pew stupid, like what we got with
Hey,
Section
I like my
21.
pew pews every now and then.
Yeah, a pew pew's fine, but when you get like Section 21 or whatever that was called,
Oh no, that
then
was
good
bad.
That
God,
was bad.
you know what I mean? All right, I see. I sat and
That's
I
our
saw
Star
that.
Trek holiday
Yeah,
That's
special.
the worst Star Trek that's ever been created.
yeah.
Was that?
No, I
That's
think we
our
should
Star
start
Wars
calling
holiday
it that.
special.
You'll either get that, or you'll get better Star Trek. Because let's not forget, fucking Paramount couldn't make a good film or a good show to save their life. For every like one good Star Trek, which I suppose will be Brave New Worlds, you got how many pieces of shit like Picard and Section 21. Well,
You didn't like Picard?
no, Picard sucked ass. I barely lasted first season, man. I couldn't stand it.
He didn't
Sorry,
watch
Joe.
the third season, but no,
I
I
think
get what. Listen, I get what you're saying
I
about
get, yeah.
Picard. Season 1 was pretty bad. Season 2 was a little bit better. Season 3 was better, but still not excellent.
That's fair. I'm not
Anyway,
gonna go back and rewatch it, but
oh
I
no, we're
just
gonna make you eyes
yeah.
taped open.
But the point is, look,
I see a debate
don't
topic.
forget there are other franchises that they still have because now Skydance will have GI Joe, they will have Transformers, unless Hasbro pulls a plug and goes to someone else, but they'll have GI Joe, they'll have Transformers, they've got South Park, which
Mission
they've just
Impossible.
signed a brand new deal with South Park before the merger,
Daily
giving
Show.
them 1.5
If
billion 1.5 billion to Matt and Trey. That's fucking insane money. The Daily Show they've got. The Daily Show, I think it's going to get cancelled for
I was about
sure.
to say, I think the Daily Show's going not because of because here's the thing about not to go back to Colbert. Actually, one of the points I want to make earlier is that one of the things that screams that this is a bribe is the fact that they didn't like. Okay, they're saying the Late Show is hemorrhaging money. We get it, and like you were saying earlier, like the late night talk shows are in decline, blah blah blah, but they're not even trying to save it. Like it is their highest rated show. So like you could have gone to them and been like, look, we're hemorrhaging money on this show. We want to keep you, but we cannot pay you this much. And we have to make cutbacks. But they didn't even do that. They're like, no, we're just getting rid of it. And that's the biggest tell.
Yeah, and the Daily Show is not like the other shows. It's not a talk show. It's still an extremely popular. Like you can literally
It's
cancel it.
news.
Can't you can cancel it from TV and put it online, and it will still get a shitload of views because it gets more views online than it does on actual Comedy Central.
That's because
Well,
nobody watches TV anymore.
Yeah, nobody watches TV.
That's how I watch it. I watch it on YouTube now, like the next day when it comes out.
Likewise.
So, going back to Star Trek. I have a sneaky suspicion that it's not going to change too much, but hopefully change in that go back to what made it good in the first fucking place. Unless, of course, there is a huge decree from like the conservatives to say, hey, cancel this fucking show, or we're not going to let you air it, kind of thing. But you can't change the aesthetics of Star Trek too much because people just ain't going to watch. And these Skydance people are not buying Paramount just out of the kindness of their heart. They want to milk every fucking franchise
right.
for every penny, so they'll try to stick to what works. And what works, sadly, is a lot of nostalgia bait. So there is that factor.
I just want to also add as well. Speaking to Josh, unfortunately, he wasn't able to join us. He was trying to, but he's really concerned where how this will affect fan films. Because as you already know, Paramount themselves obviously will copyright you in a heartbeat when it comes to just doing a trailer reaction. Well, if these new guys, the Ellisons, who they do come across as assholes, by the way, they don't come across as good people, and they're proper Trump brown noses as well. If they hold on to this, IP and they want to milk it all for themselves and not have anybody else have a drop of it and not share it around to anybody else, this could be the end for Star Trek fan films. Which is really sad.
Legally, you can't do anything. As long as they're not making money, you can't stop them.
Well, that's how
go
it
ahead,
is
Jefferson. You
now.
know more.
Yeah,
maybe.
so the thing is that, like I said, going back to the driving force of America is money. Using the IP is not what they have a problem with. They don't want you to make any money off of it.
Yeah.
For example, and this is a serious question. Do you know why prostitution is illegal in the U.S.?
The men can't make money from it.
because they haven't figured out how to tax it. Because how does the IRS get their cut of the money? How does the government get their cut of the money? So because it's not taxed and the government's not getting their share, you cannot make money. That is why in this country there are so many rules and laws against people being able to make money without someone else getting their share. It is so bad that if you have extra money in your bank account, it's not a good thing. It's a worrying thing. Making money has people in this country intimidated. So if I have an extra $200 in my checking account, did I forget to pay a bill? What happened? Something's wrong. Something's going wrong. The reason that marijuana has been fought against being illegal for so long is because the tobacco industry said so. They've made it so. Tobacco, the NRA, alcohol, they have bought the right politicians to push their agenda. The politicians in the U.S. do not represent their constituents. They represent the donors. So
always have.
Yes, always have. So Big Tobacco says that no, marijuana would cut into our profits. So legislation is passed and kept on the books to keep it illegal for that very reason. So coming back around to the fan films, as long as the fan films are not making money, they're not going to care what you do with it. But if you make any money off of it and they find out, then they're going to be watching you and go after you, because Lord forbid, you cannot make any money without the government getting their piece. If you break through the ceiling, if you become a multimillionaire, you become a billionaire, then you don't have to pay taxes anymore. You can do whatever you want. You can do all these things. It's just that barrier of entry where you're at the middle class, very tough to break through that. So the key is to make so much money that they can't go after you anymore. But Star Trek fan films are okay as long as they don't make money.
Just quickly, the only pushback I'll give on that is that they don't want you making money because you don't own the intellectual property of it. Otherwise, what would be stopping Disney from doing the Star Trek, for example? So they don't want you making money off of it, because if I create something, then I don't want somebody else to milk that and make money off of my own creation unless I give them express permission.
Sure.
So in terms of fan films, I wouldn't worry about it. Unless they become mega arseholes like Nintendo, who are just the biggest pieces of shit for everything, I wouldn't worry about the fan films at all. Like, and Skydance, they're nowhere near as bad as fucking Viacom were in terms of litigiousness. They were nowhere near as bad. Like there are companies that stick out for how pieces of shit they were, and those were always MGM, Paramount or Viacom, and Disney. They were the three biggest, and then Warner Brothers as well. But you don't hear much about Skydance. Even Sony are kind of more lax on certain things, and I wouldn't worry about the fan films.
Will this affect like upcoming projects like the Starfleet Academy show and stuff like that? Is that still happening?
I mean, they've filmed it. I think they're done, right?
Any projects that are being worked on now. When there's a takeover, unless there's like severe cutbacks like Warner Brothers did, where they just outright just didn't release certain films and just got their money back from those instead. Unless they do that, there's no danger of shows that are in the works. It all just depends on what they decide to do, because they could cancel it and get their money back, get a tax
Right.
break, things like that.
It's like
So,
what they did with Batgirl.
Yeah, exactly.
just to respond here. So, Wanda said, "I hear what you're saying, but I don't want to believe that they will kill Star Trek. As far as I'm concerned, Wanda, it will still be Star Trek, but not as you know it. That's where I'm worried.
Going in and stealing, Starfleet will be stealing other nations' resources instead. And
Yeah.
saying,
Well, here's
Yeah.
here's the thing, though.
Don't
Here's the
ban
thing.
our phasers.
But the thing is that there is no red line with MAGA and Trump and Republicans. There is no red line, only goalposts that they keep moving. So there is nothing. There's no reason to think that Star Trek is the red line. They shut down the government to protect pedophiles. There's no reason for us to think that Star Trek's safe.
Yeah, no, there isn't. That's what I mean. Like, but as long as money talks, you know, unless there's some kind of extreme thing. But you still like the guy that bought, like, you know, people like Zaslav, people like Zaslav. He's a big Trump cocksucker, and none of his projects that are deemed like DEI or woke have kind of been cancelled yet. They're just cracking on doing what they're doing. I mean, fuck me. Everyone just had a meltdown over Superman, but you don't see Zaslav turn around and be like, "Yeah, okay, well, we'll do less DEI kind of." Even though there's nothing fucking woke about it. Like, I'm still trying to struggle to find what the hell they found bloody woke about that film. But Zaslav has just been able to carry on doing his thing, like when with Warner Brothers Discovery. So honestly, I don't think Star Trek is in that much danger.
Comment here. The big thing to watch with Skydance is budgets. They're looking to cut costs. By the way, thank you, Colin Barrett. They're looking to cut costs at Paramount and Star Trek. Yeah, that's the thing when it comes to a takeover. Is just them taking every fucking penny they can out of a particular franchise or project, and you see that all the time with takeovers. Extract as much as fucking possible. We saw that actually to a degree with the takeover of the WWE by TKO. You know, like as much money, but like make these guys fucking work every fucking night, go all over the goddamn world, and now everyone's constantly getting injured. It'll be a similar thing here. Like, you know, they're going to rinse every IP that is reasonably popular within Paramount dry. You know, then extract every fucking ounce of it.
Well, right. But so what they're going to do is, I think here's my prediction. They won't just let Star Trek die without first, because it does. There's some money to be made. But what they're going to do is first they're going to see. We need to take out any persons of color, females, especially in roles of leadership, out of Star Trek. Make Star Trek white cis male, see if we can still squeeze money out of it. And if they can't, then they'll let it die. But first, they're going to take out the parts that they don't like, and see if you can do an all white Star Trek. They'll try that first. If it doesn't work, then they're going to let it die. But they're not going to keep doing it the way it is now, which is involving what they've turned into slur words that their base uses. DEI, woke, socialist, and I think those are the three buzzwords that.
Well, they're still going to have maybe the odd black person in there, but they'll be killed off in the first act. And regarding some of the women as well, they're going to be back to wearing short skirts and having their ass slapped. Mona Mijas, welcome to the stream. Big J Kelly is right. Trump will keep pushing until he's completely in control. He already said there'll be no more elections because he wants to be king. He's already practically run the court. Thank God that this guy is on his last legs, because his last legs can't even hold him up, but they turn into cankles. Yep, white cis male on Star Trek will not be Star Trek. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and
I
it'll be,
mean, now
it'll be
hold
mainly
on.
American males. It'll be mainly American males as well. Like Jean-Luc Picard, that ain't fucking happening anytime soon.
You can be a white
It's
cis
still
male
come
in
back on
Star Trek. Jeez, OP. I mean, I just say you don't want it to be everyone.
That's what the comment is. It's not that you. That will be everyone. Not that that's not.
It says,
I
yep,
didn't
white
say
cis
that
males
that
on Star Trek
is.
will not be Star Trek.
I didn't say that cis males on Star Trek are bad. I'm just saying that the first thing they'll try to do is
Is
make
make an
that
all-white cast. That I agree with.
all. Yes, with persons of color and females in subservient roles in Star Trek, not in command or leadership roles.
Yeah.
The irony being
No,
that
no more infinite
they-
diversity.
yeah,
No
I
more
mean,
than that.
if they want to kind of follow their view of the world, and I got bad news for them, because the Americans will be fucking sticks and stones
Listen.
up their asses, while the Chinese and the Indians are the ones fucking off into space. So if you want that future, the future is mainly going to be Asians. So in space, not like world population and all this kind of shit. Will probably wipe the planet out if we're being realistic. But I'm just saying, if you want to go down, the white man's in charge and this is how it should be, it's just like, well, you're kind of falling behind the rest of the world now. America's like a third world country. So is the UK. It's a fucking third world country. We have more poverty here now than we did in the Victorian time. So winning all the way. Thank you, Margaret Thatcher, who was
Comment
basically
here.
Reagan in those
I,
policies.
I hear that Skydance told Secret Hideout to expect their contract not to be renewed and have all material complete by the contract end date. That's why Strange New World season 5 is only 6 episodes. I had no fucking idea. Oh my god.
They said season 5 was going to be the final, and it was going to be an abbreviated season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just we get ya.
I mean, yeah, like I don't want just white cis. Like I mean, my favorite captain right here, good old big old Ben right here. Love him,
Best
man.
Star Trek. What's Secret Hideout? Do you guys what's
no idea.
Jefferson?
What's that?
Secret Hideout.
I don't know what is Secret
I think
Hideout?
that's a production company, isn't it?
I don't know.
I thought that was a production company.
I'd have to Google it. I mean, probably is a production company.
It's a production company. Yeah.
Everything's a production company. Probably owned by one of the Ellisons.
Yeah, they can fuck off. It's Kurtzman's company. They can fuck
I was
off.
about to say it sounded very
personal.
familiar. I thought it was something to do with like Kurtzman or something. But we speak his name and then Rick B shows up.
If they don't renew his contract and they kill off that production company, they get a tick in my box. I'll be like, you know what? You can have your white captains. If you get rid of Kurtzman, you can have your white captains. I'm happy.
Mona, don't get me wrong. Like, even as progressive as Star Trek is, they still up for titulation, right up to maybe things like Voyager and Enterprise, where the way they had certain people dressed at times. So yeah, they knew what they were doing. They had beautiful women wearing very tight fucking clothes.
Chick Vulcan, because they being progressive. They're like, we need to sell some tits here because we need to get the young men kind of titillated.
Right.
Exactly.
Listen, exactly. I was very 7 of 9's Borg implants made a man out of me really quick in the 90s.
Great stuff. Okay, Shuko had the contract to produce Star Trek under license. That is, it's Kurtzman Company.
Yeah. Ginger said that.
Oh, sorry.
Good fucking riddance.
Yeah. Shout you get a shout scene on Enterprise and just generally...
the decon chamber. Oh, the decon chamber. I loved it when they deconned Phlox. Phlox with all the ribs on him.
Producer Star Trek, I'll be like, you're getting tits, but there's 6 of them, and they're on a Jabba the Hutt looking fucking alien.
Right
Jeff until then.
Just pain. Look, you see what I mean? He just
pain.
He just blew his load.
But they'll find an opportunity to get some of their sexy stars.
My pain runs deep. I'll share it with you.
wearing as little as possible. Oh my god! You ever seen that movie, The Time Bandits, when that
Yep.
ghostly creature's coming through the corridor, and I was getting that vibe from Lord Donkey. All right, okay, all right. I think we kind of expressed ourselves reasonably well, fellas. Anything more? If anyone has anything more to say, Lord Donkey, you just come back. Hello, Jim. Welcome to the stream, and we're almost ending it right now, but it's unfortunate.
Section 31, not 21. Sorry.
Yeah, on release. Yeah. It was one of the worst Star Treks of all time. I think it's the worst Star Trek of all time. Some people say
Oh yeah,
Star
100%.
Star Trek 5 is Oscar material compared to um, Section 31. It has memorable moments. Star Trek 5. Section 31. You don't want to remember that it even fucking existed.
Star Trek
So
5 is the best film that Shatner directed in the Star Trek universe.
It's the only one.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, there you go.
I don't want to see a Star Trek made in their likeness. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. I mean, the unfortunate thing is that if they do want to change Star Trek and not make it progressive anymore, and it doesn't pan out, then unfortunately it's just going to go the way of the dodo, and that's and if that's the case, then we need to put a lot of pressure on Disney and tell them to fucking revitalize the Orville, because honestly, that's the way we need to fucking go as well. Possibly, get that show back on track, because the Orville is fucking fantastic as well. And somebody else can make a Star Trek type of show. I mean, it can be done. Like I said, with the Orville, it can be done again. We start again. So let's try and be positive in everywhere we can. If these motherfuckers want to end Star Trek, we'll make a new Star Trek. You know what I mean?
Look,
and that's how it should be.
All I know is if Hasbro don't pull their license away from Skydance and keep them there, Skydance, I already have a mask script written. So if you want a mask film, come to me. I've got it ready to go. Because for fuck's sake, how the hell have we not had Mask as a film yet? It's ridiculous.
You love Mask.
I love Mask. It's literally, you can just do like sort of Fast and Furious meets military contracts meets shooty bang bang laser.
G.I. Joe,
It's
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, Transformers and G.I. Joe molded into one. Dickheads.
Apparently is when the contract expires. Star Trek will be taken back into that in-house by Paramount. It ends in 2026, and that's when that's actually a couple of months after Colbert ends as well. All right, fellas, this has been a really great debate. I've enjoyed it. Thank you to everyone who have joined us in the chat. Tomorrow, by the way, a few of us will be talking about the latest episode of Strange New World, so please join us for that. And we'll also be doing other Star Trek content, as well as talking about other upcoming shows. Gen V will be coming up soon. We'll be reviewing that, as well as Peacemaker and various other stuff. Obviously, Fantastic Four is coming out soon as well, so expect a review from us for that as well. So
I'm seeing it tomorrow. I'm seeing it tomorrow after our Star Trek review. So
wonderful. So there's a lot more to come here from the Troopers. There's various other things we'll be reviewing. Loads of stuff on our channel right now. If you're new to us, please check out our channel. There's so much, as well as check out our man and our boy and our fella and our American across the pond, Beyond Star Trek Podcast, Jefferson as well. His channel is there to be seen. Transformers cancelled? Maybe. Oh, Transformers. Oh, I get you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jefferson, for being a guest on our channel tonight.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome to it. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube, the greatest social media channel you never heard of. Take care. Bye-bye.